In the following minutes, we invite you to a short introduction to HCL. HCL is a unified information governance, archiving, and records management solution that enables you to connect, capture, index, share, and securely manage your electronic records while maintaining compliance, reducing company exposure, and mitigating risks. HCL is an enterprise records management system, retention management, file plan, controlled disposal and updates, advanced audit. An enterprise unified archive, storing with security, classification, navigation, searching and retrieving, viewing, sharing. An end-to-end system for hybrid records management, unified management for paper and electronic archive. Content productivity hub with smart workflows, documents routing and approvals, assignments and task functionalities, leveraging the power of metadata. Once logged into HCL, we can see that the application is built for the user and welcomes me with this nice dashboard containing the latest activity that happened on the archive, the latest messages, and so on, including the documents with the exceeded storage terms. Now, one of the main ways of looking for content in HCL is by browsing. And if I click on the invoices, let's say, and want to display the details of this one, for example, with a simple click, I can see already all the business-related specific metadata on this document, and also the application generic metadata that is applied on this object. I also have an embedded viewer that allows me to see the document without installing third-party applications, and if I scroll down here, I also see the retention policy that is applied on this object, and of course, the time remaining until retention expiration. This retention policy is applied using a so-called file plan. The file plan is a set of retention policies that are defined here. This is the active file plan, and if I'm looking into it, I will see the organizational structure for each department. I have defined types of documents, and for each type of document, I have the retention policy applied. So, for invoices, for example, I will have 10 years. The file plan allows HCL to apply automatically retention policies for each document that is ingested into the system. Now, in the Browsing section, if I open this document, you see here the Security tab. This Security tab shows the security policy that is effectively applied on this object. Let's talk a little bit about how this security policies are applied. There are a set of static security policies that are defined like any other access control lists, a concept that is widely understood by IT people. So, groups names in the right column that get specific permissions, share, view document metadata, view document content, edit, delete, and so on. These security policies can be also applied dynamically using automated rules. In the Automated Rules tab, we have so-called Security Rules tab. These security rules will kick in only if the rule will become true. Let's open this one up because it looks a little bit more complicated than the others. We can see that the rule is like this. Department equals operations and branch equals New York. Classification level less than 3, and issue date less than this value. It looks like complicated developer work in here, but it's really built up by a business user. So let's try to add to this existing rule. We will select another metadata, for example, if document type contains A. Probably this is not relevant for the business, but this is to show how easily we can create rules that will trigger the application-specific security policies on objects, depending on how the metadata values evolve. Since we are talking about security, let me go back to the Browsing section and open up any other document. We will see here a classification level that shows us the classification of that object, that document. The users have their own clearance level. Simply put, if the user doesn't have a clearance level higher than the classification level of the object, the user will not see that object and cannot even participate in the workflows associated to those documents. Now, let's come back on the Browsing section, since we've seen already here that we have a folder-subfolder structure, or at least this is the way it looks like. Actually, these are metadata values, and I can switch the perspective on this document by choosing from different perspectives defined here. Let's suppose that we want to see HR files. As we can see, HR files here are organized by HR agent. So each agent will see the employees working with, and so on. Maybe I work in HR. I want to see another type of perspective. Let's say employees first. It doesn't look like I have a predefined one in here, so I just go ahead and create one perspective of my own. I simply add the perspective, give it a name, let's say Test for Employees First. I will choose the metadata schema, Employment Test, and Job Offering. Now, on the first level, I will select Name here, and also Name for Job Offering, and on the second level I will choose Document Type. We can go on with adding multiple levels, but we will stop here for now and go back to the Browsing section. Look up for the Test for Employee First perspective, and there it is, my new perspective I just created with simple clicks and no coding. Same content, different perspective. For the next part, we will talk about smart folders. We need the concept of folders, but not for setting up fixed structures on the storage as you may think. We will use them to create virtual grouping of content into buckets. So these buckets, we will call them smart folders, are really interesting to work with because they are automatically created when the SEAL system will see the first entity that is coming. So if the entity is customer, when SEAL will see the customer for the first time, it will create a smart folder for it and associate the first document to that folder. And, of course, the subsequent documents will be also associated the same folder. In this way, we will always have the complete set of documents on that entity. Let's say the client folder here will have a set of documents. The recruiting folder, for example, can have another set of documents as we can see here. Another interesting behavior of the smart folder is the following. At the smart folder level, I also have a set of metadata. These metadata are actually pulled from the documents beneath the smart folders. So each document can contribute with a set of metadata up here to the folder level, as such that I will have always a 360 view of those entities, those customers, or those employees that we are grouping for. Now, let's go to another type of looking for content. Of course, one of the easiest ways of looking for content is by searching. And if I search for this expression, I will look for each metadata and full-text search. So we search also in the content of the documents, where this expression will be contained. This is the results I'm getting following a simple Google-like search. If I hit A, for example, I get 400 and something results. This is very fast because it is served from the search index and will not hit the storage unless we press this View button that I've showed you already. This search mechanism can be applied also for physical containers. We can look for a specific physical container and what content it has, and we can even lunch orders scan this container or fetch this container and bring it to me. We also have an advanced search functionality that allows me to search and construct this complicated search as schemas. Let's say I'm looking for issue date that is less than a specific date. Add another criteria with a specific metadata schema, let's say resume and HR agent, contain something and go from there on and on. Or I can choose an already saved template. So if I really liked an advanced search that I worked on, I can bring it up. This shows a search template that I built previously on invoices with value greater than a predefined value. You can also see operators here with parenthesis, and I can build from here with unlimited numbers of these criteria towards a complicated search template. After finalizing, just click Search and the results are displayed. Now, one of the things I can easily do here is to share these documents. Let's suppose that somebody, an auditor for example, asked for these two invoices or a set of these documents that I just searched for, and I want to share with this auditor the result. I can simply add these documents to a collection and securely share with that external user the result of my search. SEAL will build up a dedicated web page for that user and can even audit the access of that user. I can even set up a one-time password confirmed with that person's mobile phone to make sure only the designated recipient will see the documents. This is how we can easily and securely share content from HCL without attaching it to emails and losing control. The entire process is auditable, so we will find everything in the audit report, including all the operations I've just done can be easily viewed. On click, we can see the details for each activity. This was a short introduction into HCL, and if you need a deeper dive on this application, do not hesitate to contact us. Thank you.